What is going on, everybody? Today we're looking at the new LEGO Star Wars Ahsoka Tano's T-6 Jedi Shuttle set 75362 with 599 pieces that retails for $79.99. So we have a new set here from the Ahsoka show of Ahsoka's main ship of the T-6 Shuttle, which overall I think it looks pretty good, like in the display here with the wings all to the side and stuff. I think it looks pretty good. The only thing for it is that it got more of this gray color and this darker red, almost maroon color, which it does look more like that in the show, but I like it with like the old one, which I'll show you that comparison, where it has more of the white compared to the gray and then brighter red and stuff. But this set's really cool that we get 4 minifigs, so 4 really cool minifigs, like all the like main characters that I would want to go with this set. So really cool to have those, and the Inquisitor Marrok. So those all look cool. And then of course we know it's from the Ahsoka show because we have Ahsoka here at the bottom. But if we flip the box around, we can see the back of the ship. So what it's going to look like in some like little features and stuff that's going to go on with it there. So overall that just looks pretty cool for that. So I'm excited to check this set out. So let's go ahead and look at it, starting with the minifigs. So here are 4 minifigs. So of course we'll start with Ahsoka, which I think looks pretty good. You know, looks pretty identical to how she does in the show. So we'll start with the face. Of course, she's got her orange skin with all the white details, blue eyes, and like a little bit of red lipstick. Then we have her leku, or her head tails, which is nice design with the tiger striping with the blue color. So that looks really cool overall, and even has like her little band thing, which is awesome. So nice details there. And then we have her outfit, which is mostly gray, a little bit of like blue details, it looks like, with the straps and around the belt and stuff. So that's all hanging out, but pretty much just all gray. I love how down on her feet she even has the tabby shoes, since she has like the toe shoe design. So I love how they incorporated that with that little printing, although with this it kind of makes it look like she has like feet of like rhinos or something. So that's pretty funny. And then we can go around to the back and see the printing, so you can see some of her skin showing there through the back, and of course the belt or whatever tied around there. And then even how she has arm printing coming down the arm, so her material that's all tied there around her arm, so that's on both sides. And then here she has all black hands, so I assume she has like gloves or some sort of design on there. But then she has her 2 lightsabers, so her 2 white lightsabers. It would have been cool if we got special blades, because I think she maybe have blades that are maybe a little curved. I can't remember exactly what she has now, but I think there's a little bit of a curve to them. But we just have our standard lightsaber hilts and then our 2 clear blades, which look pretty cool there. So overall the Ahsoka looks awesome. And then we get Sabine, which is like her apprentice in the show, so awesome to have her. Of course, this is our live action version compared to our animated version, so she doesn't look exactly how I'd want her to. Like, she's much duller here, so a lot of silver, grays, and browns, but then she has the highlights of green and purple that are kind of like classic for Sabine. So you have that especially there on her Mandalorian chest plate, some up on her helmet, which I like how she's got the blue design, almost like the Night Owl designs and stuff, so that's pretty cool. Of course, the rangefinder up there on her head, and then the brown, like I said, pretty much everywhere else for her outfit, and then some armor designs, so you can see some orange there on the knee pad. If we spin around, you can see more details, so some orange and colors running through there. So not a whole lot of fanciness. Like I said, I would love more bright colors on her, but we just get what we have. She comes with 2 blasters, so it's supposed to, I guess, be her Mandalorian West Star blasters, but I guess that's what she's got there. But then we can take the helmet off and see the face. So there we got just a smile face for Sabine, so a little bit of a smirk there, and then an angry face on the back. And once you take the helmet off, we do get a purple hair piece, so we can put her purple hair on, which I think with that looks really good. I don't really know where her hair sits, so you can have that with the purple hair. And then she also comes with Ezra's lightsaber as well, so the lightsaber she's now using, so that is pretty cool with the green lightsaber. So I love how we get all the different options for her, so we can have her full like Mandalorian armor option, or the Sabine with the lightsaber stuff that we've seen now. So very cool for Sabine. Then we also get Professor Huyang, which is pretty cool in the show. Like, it's a character I don't really care too much for with the droids and stuff, but I think he's pretty cool since he's a droid that built lightsabers and everything, has been around for thousands of years. So really cool to have him in the show incorporated. The only thing I don't like about this is he's way too much of this tan color. I wish he was more of like the silver and stuff that he is in the show. He does have some like brownish tint to him, but a lot of it's like silver and stuff, so I wish he had that. But it's nice with the eyes, very similar to like C-3PO with the yellow eyes. Of course, his little like magnifier glass that comes down over his eyes there, and like the cone shapes on the side of his head. He's got a little backpack on, which I know like in the Clone Wars he would have like arms come out of his back, so we haven't seen that yet in Ahsoka, but it's cool that he's got a little backpack there, and you can see all the wiring and stuff around his abdomen and going down to his legs with the robot. And then he just has a wrench, so he can be working on the ship. But very cool to have Huyang as well. But our final character is the Inquisitor Marrok, which is pretty cool. Seeing him in the show is a cool character. But of course, spoiler alert, by the episodes that have come out so far, he has just died recently. So unfortunately, he's no longer with us. But I think he looks really cool. He's got the Inquisitor blade, which is awesome. So love the circular hill with the 2 red blades coming out of it. So that looks pretty awesome. And of course, with this, we do have the clip on the back as well. So you can store it on his back. Obviously, got to take the blades out. But he himself looks pretty cool. I love how he's got like the orange like rust all over him. So you can tell he's old and probably old armor and stuff. That's all, especially if it's all rusting and everything. So that's pretty cool with the dark gray and black designs and everything. So that's all pretty cool. Underneath, unfortunately, you just got an all black head. So no sneak details in there or anything. But overall, I think he looks pretty cool, especially for an Inquisitor. I just, like most Star Wars characters, wish we got to know more about him before he died. But still a cool looking character. So very nice to round out our 4 characters. Like I said, Ahsoka, Sabine, and Huyang are all pretty important to the show. Like I'd say our main characters, and then Marrok of the cool Inquisitor. So awesome to have him in this set. So it's like the ultimate lineup of characters from the show. And then we have our T-6 shuttle, which is Shuttle 1974, which was a ship used by Ahsoka Tano around 9 ABY. And the T-6 shuttles were designed for and used by the Jedi Order with wide use during the Clone Wars. And they feature a rotating engine block and cockpit. And Ahsoka's ship specifically is equipped with a hyperdrive and double laser cannons. So this looks pretty cool. So I actually did a review on the old set from 2011 from the Clone Wars not too long ago. I think it was like last year or something. I bought that one to get Shock T out of it. So I'm kind of familiar with the way the ship is and design and stuff. So overall, I do like the ship, like in general, just because of that old set. Now this and stuff, I think it's pretty cool. There are some minor features with this I don't like as much, so I did go and get that other ship back out and rebuild it again, just so I can show you comparison to what I think should be done better on this. Like I said, I'm not too interested in the colors, with it being the darker of the gray and the like more maroon red. I wish it was the brighter colors, but that, you know, overall doesn't really matter as long as the ship is good. But it's got our nice wide wings here, of course, that do the rotating around, so it can spin around there, which is cool. We have our cockpit up front, which is a small cockpit, can only fit 1 person. Now, unfortunately, I don't like how like stubby it is. It just seems like it's really stubby and just like it got cut off or something. So I don't like that as much with the design, but we can still like open it up and you can sit Ahsoka and stuff down in there. We have a control panel and all that sort of stuff with our Lego pieces, so you can just sort of sit a character down inside there. We have 2 stud shooters on the side, so I like these a little bit more. I still hate any sort of stud shooter designs, but I like these more than like the spring ones, because I'm not going to set these off nearly as easily just, you know, moving the set around. You actually like intentionally push in on those. Then going back from there, we do have our rotation thing, so we have like our big gear or whatever there, so that's where it allows it to spin around. So that works out pretty similar to the other one, and I'll show you a little detail about that one. And then we go back to the back of the ship, where we have more of, you know, like we see inside the ship, where we have the room where like Sabine and Ahsoka train, and then they have the table, and then there's a room with beds and stuff. So that's all back in this section here, but there's none of that on the inside. We do have the little portals on each side, so we have one on each side here that we saw in the more recent episodes that open up and Ahsoka gets out onto the ship and stuff. So pretty cool that that detail was included in there. And then around on the back, we do have our 3 engines. It looks like actually 4, because it looks like, yeah, there's a 4th engine down there. They usually have 3, but maybe with this being a modified version, it's got an extra engine thrown in there. And then it looks like we also have a little gun turret in the back that I think Sabine was using in the early episodes. So pretty cool that that is included as well. Now on the sides here, we do have some like storage stuff, which I think is cool. So if we open these little flaps, there is some storage down inside here. So like on this side particularly, we have this little thing that can come out and it can hold that wrench that Huyang had, and then it's just like a little control panel or something for Huyang to use. So just have that little panel device that kind of sits down in here, and there is this little section that almost kind of looks like a bed, so I guess you could maybe take a character and lay him down in there, but I don't think the door would shut with that. But yeah, there is that space down in there. So we have that storage section, and then similar on this other side as well. But over here we can have stuff, at least by what's pictured, there's more storage areas. So like over here you can have a slot to stick in lightsabers, so like Ahsoka's lightsaber specifically, if she's, you know, one to put her in the cockpit, you can put her lightsabers in there, so it'll hold at least 2 of them. And then we have this section over here where, say you want to get Sabine this lightsaber, you can stick her guns down in this side over here, so they'll store there. So I think that's pretty cool, having that extra little storage thrown in. I think that is pretty awesome. And that's really it for the top of the ship. There's nice details with the stickering and stuff, so we have stickers on the side here, you can see some details, and then some stickers on the side there. But overall, I do like the red design, you know, going in like the fan out to each side of the wings and in the midsection and stuff. I just wish wish it was more of that brighter red, but we can flip it over and see the inside underside's not very detailed or anything, so not a whole lot of fanciness going on under here, but you can just see what it looks like. And where we have our two, I'd say like kickstands or whatever, that fold out, so you can fold them in if you want to like fly it around, you know, play with it, fly it around, especially if you want to do the full rotation where the ship is to the side like this, you can do that. But if you want to have it sit back down, you just fold it back this way and then fold these flaps. You can fold them out however you want, and then it allows it to sit down in like a little kickstand, so it doesn't just fall or tip over, because it will do that either way, and it actually tips over forward pretty easily. So maybe if you take these and fold them all the way forward there, that'll help prevent that. Yeah, it doesn't do that now, so you can do that as well. And it looks like we should have the storage underneath as well. It's the same sort of design there, but it looks like the doors don't actually open too much. They just barely open a little bit like that, so no real storage under there, even though it's kind of designed that way, and no like down ramps or anything to, you know, get in and out of the ship. So not a whole lot to it there, pretty simple and basic, but overall it works as a Ahsoka ship. You know, it looks relatively similar to how it does in the show. Nothing wrong with that. I just wish the ship, like I said, could overall be a little better, especially compared to that other ship. And speaking of, let's go ahead and compare it here. So here we have that older ship from 2011. Now I want to say this maybe cost around $60 for that price difference. You'd think, you know, there'd be a whole lot of difference, where actually this older one is bigger than this one. But I can tell you by picking it up just now, this older one is a lot lighter than this one, so it's a lot more denser with more pieces and stuff. Of course, you can see the width of the wings and stuff much thinner on this older one compared to this one. But I just love this one because of the white color, which I was actually just noticing the white is sort of looking more yellow and stuff, especially compared to the stickers. And I bought this brand new in box, built it and did the review of it, and then took it apart and put it in storage. So I don't remember if it already had that yellow look to it or if it's yellow just over time. But yeah, it hasn't lasted too well there. But yeah, I just want to show the overall size of this is much bigger. Of course, it's designed a little bit different. It doesn't have all the same details. We have the cockpit, which with this one, it doesn't have the door that, you know, hinges up. It just pops off, but you can fit at least 2 characters down inside there, which would be nice to at least to put Ahsoka and Sabine in it, but we can't do that with the new one. We do have some guns or bombs, whatever, on the side here, so we have these that do shoot out, so similar to the stud shooters. But one of the things that I like most about this ship, besides the colors, because I love the white and the bright red color, stands out so much more. But the thing I like about this is the wing rotation, to me, works so much better on this. As you can see, I'm pushing on it, and it's like slowly moving because there's a gear down here that allows it to turn slowly. So this goes down inside here, and it's, you know, just kind of sticking out. But with that design, it spins slowly, so it allows the wings to slowly turn, where unfortunately on this new one, there's none of that. Even though it has this gear piece, there's nothing down here holding it, so the wings just easily flop back and forth. So I'm barely pushing on them, and they're just flopping back and forth there. So I wish a geared system was built in like this one, so it'd be a little bit slower, so it'd work a little bit easier and everything. So that's just one thing I love so much more about this one. So with the color, the spacing, and then the way the rings rotate and stuff, because you can put it on a display, you know, have it like this, where if you did the Ahsoka one, it would do that, but it would just go and fall until it's hit something and stop. So I just love the movement more on this one, how it moves, but it's, you know, has some resistance to it, so it's not just going to flop around. And then just overall, just want to show you the design, like I said, to show you comparison wise what it looks like. I wish I could fit them all on the camera here real easily so we can see the two ships design, what they look like from the back with the engines. Of course, I do like this new one with like the storage on the side. You don't get any of that on this. You just have the cockpit space and just the overall size difference between the two there, and you can see that. And on this older one, it does have this little kickstand thing as well, so you fold it up like that. It doesn't balance too well, but it will sit there, and then you just fold this up and it keeps it from falling forward and sits perfectly, where this one, even with those things, that I still have a little bit of issues. So yeah, I would definitely prefer this older one, even though I love all the new details and everything they put in on this one with the storage and, like I said, all the little details to make it seem like much more realistic designs compared to this, you know, where it's just pretty flat and everything. But there's just so many more positives I like about this old one than this new one. But that doesn't mean this new one is absolutely terrible. It's just a different design that I wish they carried some of the similarities over. So I feel this ship would overall work a little bit better. But character selection was pretty awesome for this one. Now, of course, I do love that other one as well because it came with my favorite character of Shaak Ti. But this one has a good selection of characters as well, so I can't really complain about that. And overall, this is still a pretty good ship. Well, let me know your thoughts on Ahsoka's T-6 Jedi Shuttle down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this review, let me know with a thumbs up. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.